What's up guys, Bloodshed here, bringing you the Diablo 3 Charge Barb with the Immortal King set for Season 16 Patch 264. Now, one of the main reasons why we're covering this build is not only because it's the best build for Barbs, the fastest speed build, and the most effective bounty build. Links will be down below in the description as always. Full breakdowns, stat priorities, everything. But it's the starter set as well, and it's easy to get going right away. Now this isn't like a starter video, which we're going to cover later on, but at level 1 you can get Hoda or Seismic Slam bracers from Kadala if you roll blood shards. So you can easily pair the IK set with this build right away. Now we're displaying the charge variation, but there's a lot of different options. The Immortal King set buffs everything, so as long as you have some kind of multiplier, you'll be pretty fast and effective until you get this version specifically. One thing that makes this so effective is that we're stacking movement speed, and your damage from the standoff is based off of movement speed. So Furious Charge deals damage equal to 500% of your bonus movement speed. So you're stacking all kinds of things that make you faster. The faster you are, the more efficient you are. And then in turn, it's giving you more damage. So you're just charging, one-shotting and non-stop, just completely destroying mobs left and right. And this is not as chill as Whirlwind. Like Whirlwind, you can watch streams, watch YouTube, not even really pay attention because you're just spinning around. With Charge Barb, you kind of have to babysit a little bit, like you have to do with certain builds like Explosive Blast Wizard, but it's not as bad as you think. If you have 40% cooldown, you only need to charge 1 enemy or 3+ enemies, right? So your dead zone is 2. So if you charge 1 or 3 and above, you're good. You'll get your charge back. That's with the Ray Core. We're pairing the Ray Core set with it. But if you charge 2 enemies with 40% cooldown, you're losing charges. So you kind of moderately have to pay attention, and eventually you get really good with it where it's not that big of a deal. So you're getting a killer speed build for T13 and Greater Rifts. You're getting a killer bounty build. And some people were running this at a high level for GR speeds. So you never know. This might be in the speed meta. Time will tell, my friends. But anyway, let's go ahead and head over to the stat sheet and see what we're working with here. All right, let's talk about how to play the build. So you want to stack a 40% cooldown like I was saying. That way you only have to charge 3 or more enemies. If you have 20% cooldown, let me bring up the cooldown here. If you have 20% cooldown, then you have to charge 4 or more enemies. And then you're always safe with 1 because of the Ray Core set. It refunds a charge if it hits 1 enemy. So we're rocking the 2-piece. It'll refund that charge. You'll get it right back. But the goal is to get to 40%. That way we only have to charge 3. And it's easier because you can charge through them. So for instance, if there's like 2 enemies here, you just charge in a straight line down here. So then you would be like that. So now I hit 3. You can see if I just charge on this dude, that's only 1 or 2. There's kind of a conal effect. So you'll hit I would have hit 2 right here. But if I charge through them, and it can come right back through. You have infinite charges when you're doing this. You're just kind of going back and combing through mobs, and you get used to it. The muscle memory starts to trigger after a while, and you won't have any problems. You can see with the passives, Pound of Flesh gives us movement speed. Rampage stays gives us a stacking strength increase. I'm using Ferocity for the movement speed. Marathon, movement speed, right? So you just stack movement speed, charge away, and as long as you understand how the charges work, you won't have any problems whatsoever. It'll be a pretty easy overall build to learn. For pushing Greater Rifts, it'll be a little bit more challenging because you have to understand the Rift Guardians and things like that. But for speeds, it should not be a problem whatsoever. The 6-piece set bonus is going from 1500% to 4000, which is almost triple here in Season 16. If you're watching this in Season 16, we get a Ring of Royal Grandeur buff, so we don't have to wear the Ring of Royal Grandeur. You get this from Act 1 bounties. For T13, I would probably wear the Avarice Band, swap out Wreath for Boon of the Hoarder, and then maybe swap out Warzekian for Gold Wrap. That way you have the combo we've been talking about. It's really effective for Gold Find, for toughness. For Greater Rifts, I probably would just swap out Ring of Royal Grandeur for Bandamite. You can do that for T13 as well. It's pretty solid overall. And yeah, man, shout out to everyone in Season 16. It's going to be a fun one. Ring of Royal Grandeur season. New buffs across the board for so many classes. Pretty much all these videos we've been covering, everything's been buffed, right? From Sun Wukong to IK. There's just so many buffs across the board. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to follow me up above at twitch.tv/bloodshed. I'll be streaming there 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. We'll be doing like 8 to 9 hours a day. And then when the season starts, we go back to like 9, 10 hours of grinding. It's super fun leveling, getting all the stuff. Anyways, I'm babbling again. This is the Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.